Hey everybody, welcome back to an episode of the 3 Count Super. Hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's Eve. Hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Boxing Day, whatever you guys celebrate. Hope you had a good one. The 3 Count Mafia, the 3MC is back. Oops, 3MC. 3CM. There we go, screwed that up. But you get the drift. We're back. And we're here with our first video of the new year, and it's a 3 Count Super. I'm the face with the most, War Machine MJ. And I am here today to talk about the Christmas Eve edition. No, I'm sorry, not Christmas Eve. The Monday Night Raw before Christmas, as well as the first Monday Night Raw of the new year. Or the last Monday Night Raw of 2019. It's 9 a.m. My brain's kind of scrambled. But yeah, let's get through this hot mess. This jalapeno pepper level mess. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with the December 23rd edition of Monday Night Raw, where we kicked off the show with Kevin Owens, and of course he was out there trying to grind some axes when Mojo Rawley stepped up to the plate. Yeah, apparently Mojo was still sore about getting jaw jacked and then beaten with a lead pipe, so he wanted no disqualification match against KO. This was a very fun match. Yeah, in the end, however, Kevin Owens put down Mojo Rawley with a pop-up powerbomb through the table. And, yeah, apparently Kevin Owens might have cut his hand on the table because he kind of just splashed some blood on his face. And looked like, well, it was that kind of dark red where it almost looks like brown, so it looks like he kind of smeared on his face. But yeah, he was still looking for a fight against Rollins and Akam and Razor, AOP. Seth Rollins hits the ring, and yeah, basically he shifts into Messiah mode, where he tells Kevin Owens he forgives him, that Rollins and Owens could just run to Monday Night Raw. He's ordering KO to shake his hand. KO thinks about it, super kicks him in the face. Of course, AOP hit the ring, and all three of them just beat down Kevin Owens. Just stomp him out and just leave him be. Afterwards, after Rollins and AOP left the ring, they shifted the camera over to commentary. Once again, shut the up, Jerry. Yeah, they shifted over to commentary, where Samoa Joe he went on a spiel about how Rollins and AOP are a bunch of thugs. Meanwhile they kept shifting camera over to Kevin Owens, who's just staggering out of the ring and trying to find his footing going up the ramp. But Samoa Joe said, I've done some terrible things. I'll admit to it, but what those guys are doing, that's just savagery. And, basically Samoa Joe was saying, you should take these guys as a threat right now before you wind up regretting it. Really good stuff. Samoa Joe is a goldmine on the mic. Anyway, on to some more lighthearted stuff. We had Cedric Alexander taking on Bob Lashley. Of course, this was an alright match. During the match, as a stall for time, I guess, Lana just ran her mouth on the mic. So yeah, she also gets a shut the fuck up. Anyway, come back from commercial, and Cedric and Booty Lashley are still going at it. However, Booty Lashley gets the victory And yeah, this was just a setup for their wedding. Next, we had Drew McIntyre taking on Zack Ryder. Of course, the big bad Scott put down Zack Ryder, and then afterwards, Drew McIntyre put down Kurt Hawkins. Yeah. Uh, Afterwards, he just basically said 2020 is going to belong to Drew McIntyre. I hope so. Next up, we had my future ex-wife slash longest reigning Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch on the pipe. Basically, she wants a piece of old Asuka anytime, anywhere. Of course, Asuka came to mock the man for her loss, speaking in Japanese, because, two of them went at it last year at the Rumble. And Asuka made it clear that she wants to become Asuka 2 belts. And of course, Becky said, "Alright, I'm down. Name the time, name the place." And she repeated herself in Japanese very fluently. Love it. So, yeah. Next, we had Aleister Black taking on Dion Russman. Of course, Aleister Black only got like 5 moves in before he put the poor sap away. Then immediately after, we had Buddy Murphy taking on Joe Asia. Is that how you pronounce this idiot's name? Okay. Yeah, Buddy Murphy polished him off quickly. And Aleister Black, yeah, he didn't even get a chance to go back to the back. He slid in the ring, tried to give a sportsman-like handshake to Buddy Murphy, basically saying, "May the better man win next week." Buddy Murphy kind of just blew him off, shoulder checked him, and as he turned around to smirk, he ate a black mass. So, yeah. Next, we had Ricochet taking on Tony Nese, and of course, doesn't take rocket science to figure out who won that one, which was Ricochet. And of course, we had a showcase as Charlotte Flair took on Chelsea Green from NXT. Great seeing Chelsea Green. She's fantastic. However, in the end, Charlotte Flair, of course, got the win. Yada, yada, yada. Next, we had six-man tag team action as the OC in its full force of Gallows, Anderson, and Styles took on the Raw Tag Team Champions the Viking Raiders, and Randy Orton. Which this was a pretty good match. Towards the finish, however, Orton's leg had gotten worked over in the match. Towards the finish, Randy Orton was about to RKO Luke Gallows. Gallows countered with a shove. Orton's knee gave out right as Styles hit a phenomenal forearm for the 1-2-3. Next, we had Eric Rowan taking on Travis Horn. Of course, Travis Horn tried to buy off Eric Rowan and his bag box, with some candy canes. It worked until the poor bastard got too close to the bag box. Then he got destroyed. No figure. Next, we had Rusev taking on No Way Jose. This wasn't much of a match. Rusev put away No Way Jose. Afterwards, Rusev helped No Way Jose up and then just joined in the conga line. Rusev's having a good time since he divorced. It's good to see happy Rusev, especially Rusev Day being back and all that. There were also vignettes throughout the night of Akira Tozawa and R-Truth in Times Square. Of Of course, that led to three different the 24/7 championship changing hands three different times, and of course, R-Truth, being the champion, lost the belt to Akira Tozawa, who then lost the belt to Santa Claus, because why not? And then Old Saint Dick lost the belt to R-Truth. So, fun shenanigans. About time they showed the 24/7 championship on Raw TV. So, yeah. And finally, in the main event, which was Rey Mysterio taking on Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. This was a good match. Rey Mysterio's been putting on some clinics as of late. However, towards the finish, AOP got involved, giving the disqualification victory to Rey Mysterio, and of course, all three men beating down on the masked man, the King of Mystery, drug him up the stage and was going to put him through the announce table, except for one little hiccup. Samoa Joe was just sitting there, saying he ain't going to move. He's sitting there to do his job. He's not going anywhere. Of course, AOP then drop Rey and start squaring up to Joe. Joe's just sitting there. He's like, I'm going to get up, and if I get up, it ain't going to be to move. Then he said, if I get up, it's your ass. Basically, Samoa Joe is going to beat some ass. So Joe stands up. He starts taking off his jacket. He's starting to square up to AOP. Rollins steps in. He's, begging for forgiveness. He's just saying he'll calm the boys down. He turns around, calms them down, walks past them, and just mutters, finish him. They beat the holy hell out of Joe. Seth Rollins stomps Joe, and of course AOP put Joe through the table. Ooh boy, did they ever pick a worse person to piss off. So, that was the Christmas edition of Monday Night Raw. We kick off, next we had the final Raw of 2019, where we kicked off the show once again with Kevin Owens, who was he was looking for retribution against, of course, Rollins and his Authors of Pain, blaming them for Rey Mysterio losing his United States Championship at the MSG show that happened over the Christmas weekend. So yeah, basically KO was looking for a fight against all three men. Rollins came out, and of course he gave his little Messiah speak, where he's doing this for the greater good and sacrificing himself and all that. But Owens, he wasn't having none of it. He went after Rollins. Of course, Akam and Razor got involved, and of course, Kevin Owens got some help from an unlikely bad man in the form of Samoa Joe, who was there to, kick some ass and collect the debt. However, all five men would be separated. Both groups would be ushered to the back by security. And once we came back from commercial, Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe were talking in the back. KO just saying, thanks for having my back. I respect you. You're a bad man. I mean that in the nicest way possible. You're one guy that I'd love to have my back. And of course, they're asked by security politely to leave, and Samoa Joe says, if any of you touch me, you're not going to feel with your fingers. Of course, Kevin Owens added to that, Happy New Year. It was fun. Of course, after another commercial break, they show they show Seth Rollins and AOP. You know, AOP's just kind of like squaring up, making sure no security comes after them. Rollins says, "Take it easy. We did exactly what we wanted to, and you know what? We're going to politely leave since we've been asked to leave. You know, we're going to do the nice thing." So, yeah, good old Dick Rollins. Next, we had Aleister Black taking on Buddy Murphy in another fantastic match. They stole the show at TLC. They stole the show yet again on the final Raw of 2019. And it was one hell of a fight. Towards the finish, however, Aleister Black caught Buddy Murphy with a black mass out of absolutely nowhere, and he caught Buddy Murphy's head with his foot before Murphy's head hit the canvas, and then he raised him up to deliver one last black mass to put away the Unstoppable. Next, we had Eric Rowan taking on Kip Stevens. This guy didn't last long. Eric Rowan put him down. No surprise, no surprise. Next, we had a promo from Charlotte Flair. I muted her promo because it was just mostly her inflating her already massive ego, which, by the way, shout out to Charlotte and Andrade. They got engaged. Good for you guys. And I mean that sincerely. But going back to kayfabe, she just kept swelling that ego, talking about all the things she did. I caught the Cliff Notes, but still. The main takeaway from this was she's going to be the first person to enter a Royal Rumble in 2020. What to do? And she was looking for a fight. Natalya answered that fight. They have a back and forth match, and of course Charlotte put away Natalya with the figure 8. During the match, we had more 24/7 shenanigans as R-Truth and the 24/7 division ran around the ring. Eric Young got in the ring, and of course Charlotte just booted him in the head. So, yeah. That was all to that segment. Next, we had a backstage interview from my longest reigning Raw Women's Champion / future ex-wife, Becky Lynch, where she revealed that she will be defending her championship against Asuka at the Royal Rumble. Of course, a repeat match from last year, where the man had the SmackDown the SmackDown Women's Championship taken from her by the Empress of Tomorrow. Next, we had the OC. Gallows, Anderson, and Styles in the ring, basically talking about how 2019 they became the best tag team in the world, and of course they're looking for a fight against the Viking Raiders. Street Profits come out saying, what did they say? Oh yeah, they basically said, we beat you and we want to smoke. They finally give these guys some smoke. Street Profits put away the OC clean as a whistle. Afterwards, they gave a really difficult promo to Dawkins. It looked like he was having trouble keeping up with what he says, what he was supposed to say. It's supposed to involve the theory of the multiverse theory. He kept getting stuck. Yeah, that was kind of a bad call. So yeah, it'd be announced later on that it would be a triple threat for the Raw Tag Team Championships next Monday on Raw, the first Raw of 2020. Next, we had a 2-on-1 handicap match. Drew McIntyre taking on Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins. No surprise, Drew McIntyre put both of them down. He, let's see, what did he do? He did, he hit Kurt Hawkins with a Claymore, and then he hit Ryder with a Future Shock DDT, stacked them up, and pinned them both. So would that count as 1 win or 2 wins? Because he won, whatever. Next, we had Randy Orton come out and talk. Apparently, he injured his knee at MSG, and he came out and started talking about having to step away. And of course, he said some of these injuries are unrecoverable. Like a man that I respect, Edge. Of course, Edge had to surrender his World Heavyweight Championship. He had to step away for good because spinal stenosis. AJ Styles came out there basically just poking the Viper, just mocking him for tweaking his knee, and then did the old "I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you" bit. Of course, AJ said, "I guess I'll see you at Mania." And before AJ could turn and leave, Orton says, AJ, you're a very, very patient man, but unlike you, I'm not that patient." RKO's him, pops right back up, starts stomping his injured knee. He's completely healthy. Not the best fake out. The best fake out still belongs to Mark Henry in that salmon jacket. Best fake out of all time. Next, we had the United States champion Andrade. The new United States champion Andrade was looking. They don't even list this poor bastard's name. He was basically he basically had local enhancement talent to face off against. He was beating this guy pillar to post, and of course Zelina Vega ripped up the matting on the outside and ordered Andrade to destroy that poor guy's career. Ricochet wasn't having none of it. Instead, challenged Andrade to a match. Ugh, sorry, a little tired. Ugh. During the match, Ricochet got dropped on that exposed concrete with a backdrop. However, in the end, Ricochet ate the Hammerlock DDT thanks to some interference from Zelina Vega, shoved Ricochet off the top rope. So yeah. And finally, we move on to, God, this was hilariously bad. The marriage of Lana and Booty Lashley. Yeah, this was ridiculous. I had over half this crap muted. Yeah, of course it's scripted, as in the whole segment was scripted, but in the context of segment, Lana had scripted the whole damn thing out. Even had Bobby Lashley's vows scripted. Anyway, when the priest, yeah, let's go with priest. That's a fitting word. When the priest got to the whoever opposes, speak now or forever hold your peace, Lana's first husband came out. Basically said, we were married until she left me for that son of a bitch Rusev. Then she left that son of a bitch Rusev for you. Don't do it, man. Basically, that's all he said. Bob Lashley met him at the center of the ring, dropped him with a wicked and ugly looking chokeslam. Of course, that poor bastard runs off. The priest does the whole, these two shouldn't be married, speak up or hold your peace. Bobby Lashley's first wife pops up. I'm sorry, Bobby Lashley's first wife pops up. She talks about her time with Lashley. Of course, Lana just sucker punches her. She eats a nasty spill on the outside. Looked bad. And of course, they were interrupted a third time by the returning Liv Morgan. Yeah, they had been teasing. They had been teasing her showing back up on Raw with a completely new makeover for 3 weeks now, and my only response is, it took her 3 weeks to get ready for one night. Ah, jeez, the women can't get ready on time. Cliche is too damn accurate on this one. Anyway, it's my little joke. Anyway, yeah, she came out there and said she can't believe she's been, heartbroken like that. The one person she counted on as a friend who got her through some rough times, since she became a WWE superstar. Of course, Bob Lashley picks up the stick and he yells out, "I never touched that woman a day in my life." And Liv is just like, "No, no, Bobby, wasn't talking about you, Bob. Talking about Lana." So Vince and his infinite well of tricks tries to frame a lesbian love angle. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That just feels way too easy. Like from a scripting standpoint, that's way too easy. Of course, Lana looked like she was about to give Liv a embrace, but instead she clocks her and they get to brawling. Of course, security escorts Liv Morgan from ringside. And just as the priest is about to wrap up the ceremony, Rusev busts out of the damn cake. Rocking a brand new Rusev Day tee. Love it. Anyway, yeah, he starts beating up Booty Lashley. And of course, midway through that scrap, Liv Morgan comes back out and beats up on Lana. So yeah, Liv Morgan and Rusev stand tall to close out 2019. Well, you know what? As much as we crap on this whole storyline, especially Rod, you gotta commend them on a couple of things. The first thing you gotta commend them on is at least they stuck to their guns on this one. I mean, they didn't just like kind of it out. They ended the year off with a bang with the storyline. I mean, at least they had some guts to do that. Also, the other thing you can congratulate them on is, long-term story booking. They don't do it often, and when they do it, well, it's still kind of crap. And this was no different. But at least they stuck to it. I don't know if this was the original plan, but yeah, at least they stuck to it. Anyway, that being said, that is the Christmas edition of Monday Night Raw as far as it goes, the final Raw of 2019. So yeah. That being said, plug time. If you miss Rod's ugly face, I don't know who does. If you miss his opinions but not his ugly face, he has a podcast. Go check it out. Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime on the CastBox app. So that being said, I'm War Machine MJ, and I will see you guys later. Have a happy new, sparkling, brand new, have a brand new year. Have a good one. Be best. Do your best. See you guys next time.